Hey y'all.
Hi.
What a dream to be here. So excited. Today is the very first episode of the Healing Portal. And what better way to start off than with y'all? 3 beautiful community leaders, baddies, healers, artists. Super excited to talk more about your journey and a little chismecito too, because the people like the chisme.
We love the
know you
chisme.
do. And so before I continue, I do want to introduce the Healing Portal. It is a healing virtual space, very intimate space for you all to connect with Freedom Community Clinic and the work that we do. We're rooted here in Oakland, California, centered around ancestral healing and the strength of Western medicine. Healing to the people, integrating the ancestral ways of all the ancestors of the collective, and of course some fun rituals, some journal prompts that are going to be added to the episode as well for you all at home or wherever you're watching to tune in with us. And so today we have 3 beautiful people, organizers and directors, founders, EDs, a little bit of everything, that they're going to share more about the work with FCC, as well as their own healing journey. Because the people want to know, how do you do it? How do you look this good? How do you how do you live with so much joy and just show up as your full, authentic self? And so, please, Doctora Bernadette Lim, start us off. Who are you? What are your goals? What are your dreams?
What's my whole life story?
What's your like everything? Whatever you want to share, whatever you want to, gift the people that are watching with us today.
Thank you, sis. And I just want to really honor you, Esperanza, for this vision. And we're all just so excited to be part of it and just so excited to have this vision and share it with community, So I love how you introduced me as Doctora. I was like on a more formal level, Dr. Bernadette Lim. But even before all of the societal labels, I always like to really identify my core as a creator, a healer, and a warrior. And I think as I move throughout life, and I feel like there are many multi-hyphenate identities that I have, those 3 values of creating and healing and really being a warrior for truth and for love and healing it guides me. So, I think those are the core values. By day, I'm a physician and the founder and executive director of the Freedom Community Clinic, and it's just been such a beautiful journey. I'm sure we're going to talk more about what that is, but to be able to be here with you all and to just, to bring healing to the people and have that be the daily work that I do has been a long time dream. It's been also part of my healing journey because my pathway to being here at this moment is very windy, roady. I'm the first in my family to become a physician. However, I took a non-traditional path and decided to not do a hospital residency. And halfway through medical school, as we were organizing healing clinics after the George Floyd protests out of Sabrina's car trunk and like the garages that we had access to, I just felt this deep calling to continue doing this work on a deeper level and utilizing that journey in Western medicine to really help build what is a new healing healthcare system that we can, actually imagine and create together with the community. So that's by day. By day, I also do a lot of other things. I teach at SF State at their Institute for Holistic Health Studies with the beautiful undergrads there. I'm a musician. I'm doing a lot of different work. I've done a lot of other entrepreneurial stuff in academia and have done my own podcast, Woke Walk Docs, founded the Freedom School, founded our own research institute. Just very prolific. I'm just creating because that's the only way that I survive. So there's a lot more to say, but I feel like that's who I am in essence.
And a salsera.
Oh, salsera, yeah, I know, yes.
Latina
Salsera,
mommy.
I know, I'm doing hula now. I do Yes. That's how we are baddies. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yes.
Yay. Hi, I'm Marakee.
Hey, Rocky.
Thank you for having me here today. I guess, what are my goals?
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, whatever you want to share with the people watching.
That's a great question. I feel like I'm still figuring out who I am every day more and more as I grow. The ultimate goal consistently in who I am is just to be a happy person. Yeah. I feel like my healing journey started with a lot of unlearning and a lot of just accepting myself for who I am and not taking as you all know, like a traditional route within finishing school, continuing grad school, like kind of fighting letting people down in my family that I'm not going to be this person in medicine that I always sought to be, but taking a different route and taking care of myself and helping the community. And yeah, I feel like I've really found happiness in that and more of who I am, which, like I said, I'm still figuring that out. But more so of who I am, I'm a cooker.
You are.
I love to cook. And recently I've gotten more into cooking Ethiopian food, and I'm Ethiopian, so like I feel like it's very connecting to my ancestors and not as hard as I thought it would be. I also like love to like hike and exercise. I feel like moving my body is really grounding for me and important. I'm someone who loves to be on the go, and I think that really like helps me clear my head and really help with like the downloads that I be getting. And yeah, my title here is Director of Land and Community Stewardship. So I guess I think it's up to interpretation, but my interpretation of it is really connecting community with like projects, with the apothecary, with the farm that we're starting, and just making sure it gets to the final stages. Yes, okay, that's me. Thank you so much.
Said.
Hi, y'all. So I am Sabrina Valadez Rios. I am an Oakland native. I'm also the director of policy and school-based healing for Freedom Clinic. Who am I? Well, yeah, I guess I'm really like a scholar, and that's something that I found again from my childhood, that I reconnected with. So on top of, the work that we do here, I'm also a full-time community college student. I love learning. I'm a lifelong learner. I really want to go to school to become a therapist, like the process, but I don't know if I want to be a therapist. I just know I want to get my license and that knowledge and apply it to what I'm already doing. Something that really has been like aligning with old parts of me and really like, dang, that's who I am, is I'm an educator, I'm a nurturer. I'm the oldest of 4 kids. I'm the oldest of 21 grandkids. I've been changing diapers since I was 5 years old. I love babies. I love children. I love protecting them and putting them on game. Like every time I can, every time I see a little cousin, whether they're 5, telling them treat others how you want to be treated, or they're 13, 14, 15, this is puppy love. Don't get don't lose yourself. So that's coming up now in the work that I do with Freedom, because as the director of school-based healing, I teach kids about their emotions. We're at Resdale Continuation and Madison Park Academy. Yeah, we have staff at Resdale teaching an elective called Embodying Wellness that came about from a school shooting here in my hometown. And I think that's, why I do what I do, because of the gun violence, because of I know what it's like to lose someone. Also, a part of me, I lost my father to gun violence, and I say this all the time, but if you know me, you know who my dad is. You know his story through mine. And it's just really special to be teaching these kids what I wish I had heard about, the trauma I was holding in my body and the feelings I felt and the emotions. So now as, in my mid-20s, I'm like, dang, I'm barely learning this, and I have the opportunity and privilege to teach these babies this at a young age. Like, it's beautiful. And like I said, I'm gonna rep the town, no one's gonna push me out. I wanna stay here. This is where I grew up. This is where I'm gonna grow old. So yeah, I'm healing my hood. I'm healing Oakland little by little, through generations to come. So that's a big part of who I am right now. Yeah. And I love shopping. I love makeup. Yes. Shopping is my self-care. Yeah, I just love looking at nice clothes and nice things. It's like the little things. Yeah. So that's what fills me, because I'm a princess.
She is a princess. She is a princess. She's the town, princess of the town. Thank you for sharing. And it is 7 of us. Today there's 4 of us. Total, it's 7 on the team. We joke around, we say it's the 7 chakras. We each have, a certain energy and story, as you can hear, that truly connects to the work that we do at Freedom Community Clinic. And so first of all, how did you connect with Freedom Clinic? How did that start for you? And how has it evolved? I know you briefly mentioned your role and what you do, but whatever you want to share with people at home, how has that journey been? And what does that look like now?
Well, I think it should start from the get.
I'll start it off, and I was like, it always crisscrosses, but yeah, freedom is, I feel like it's really a love story, a labor of love of not only my personal story, but I think for a lot of people, what they've been dreaming of community healing institution can look like. I actually started right down the street, right on Telegraph at United Roots Youth Impact Hub, $500, pitch competition in the middle of med school. I would learn about, literally during med school, I would learn about the liver and clinical reasoning, and then after I would literally go to organizing meetings and this youth entrepreneurship thing and just kind of build community outside the medical school. And so yeah, midway through I was really sick of the academic talk. I was really sick of so many people in the ivory tower not taking true action for our communities, and I wanted to learn from the Doctor to the Panthers and a lot of the elders here who have done a lot of health activism, and just listening to them, and also honoring my mom's own trauma in the medical system and how she really helped heal herself through ancestral healing from a Filipino lineage. I was like, why am I not being taught that? And why are the ancestral healing traditions of our people not being acknowledged as valid or evidence-based when they are powerful? So yeah, really had a slideshow and just a PowerPoint made the logo on Microsoft Word, I think, and pitched in 2019, got our first $500, and then I was like, Sabrina can talk about how I met her. But from there, 2019, 2020 was where we would really just organize. We would pop up. Sabrina would literally pull through with any materials, and I would bring some materials from med school, and we would just have healing clinics. And then really, we can talk about this more, but after the 2020 COVID pandemic and the racial justice protests, we got tens of thousands of donations on Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. And I was having my own existential crisis in the hospital. And then just by virtue of us becoming stronger as a team and pulling our collective vision together, that's how we've been able to really align with now having community healing sanctuaries, with now being in schools, and all that beautiful thing. But it really did start, I remember 2019, I was begging anyone to have a healing workshop. There would be 2 teenagers, and it would be Lex and me, and they'd be what are these herbs? And I would have to guide the healing clinics and the workshops, and it was just like from the ground, like very scrappy with whatever we got. And now it's just beautiful to like really, like everyone on the team has so many beautiful gifts, and to be able to just like know that we really meet people where they're at and healing where they're at is, yeah, it's beautiful.
I think we should go to you.
Yeah, so let's go take it back to 2019. I've always worked, no, not always, but when I met Bernie in 2019, I was doing some outreach work in a public health department for a community, nonprofit community health center. And I was out in Berkeley at the farmer's market. Really? Yeah. Oh, full circle. Yeah, so we were there providing blood pressure screenings, health education. That's what I used to do, always out in community. And here comes this girl. You were with your backpack, looking hella fit, hella healthy. I'm like, this girl do not need her blood pressure checked. I'm like, she knows she good, but okay, come here. And then we just hit it off. Like, we just started vibing, and you told me about freedom as if it were what it is today. And it was literally, you were working on it, right? Yeah. I was like, I fuck with it. I was like, sign me up. And so I think there was like the Malcolm X Jazz Festival or something like that, but it started raining, so I couldn't go. Like, it got canceled. And then you just kept emailing me. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stay in the loop. And then I saw that there was an opportunity to provide some health education and blood pressure screenings to the unhoused population in West Oakland. And at that time, that was my passion. I was volunteering on my own time with different community organizations, specifically for the unhoused population. And I saw that and I jumped on it right away. And so what is so crazy is that where we met up for the first time to put together first aid kits with medical students and just, different people, literally was across the street from my childhood home, my dad's home. And I was like, yo, I haven't walked these streets since I was 11 years old. Like, I just felt like this is where I needed to be. It just felt so right. And then, of course, we go out into my community, my neighborhood where I grew up in West Oakland, providing just whole person, really genuine care. And I was like, yeah, this is where I'm going to be. And yeah, I started volunteering every Sunday, right? And that's how I met you. Oh my God. That was another story. Oh my God. But I'm sorry, what was the question?
Your involvement, and it sounds like you've answered.
Yeah, so then I just kept pulling up volunteering specifically with the unhoused population in partnership with another organization that was providing food, and we would provide the medical holistic care. And then Bernie was like, one day she was like, you're so good at this. Do you want to take it over? I'm like, who, me? I was like, are you sure? And then she's like, yeah. And I think I met you at one of those first clinics.
Mujeres Unidas.
Well, I've seen him before that. Yeah, the yoga.
You came to yeah. And yeah, when I'm a Leo, so like if I'm in I'm the boss, and I'm gonna make
She's the princess and the boss.
Yes, I'm going to make sure all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. So I took that thing and I ran with it. So that was my involvement, and which created our beautiful Heal the Hood events, where we brought different holistic, ancestral, indigenous modalities, also the medical attention, doctors, nurses, talk therapy, with food and clothes and makeup and barbers, and that came about, which is beautiful, and it's gonna come back, you guys, so be on the lookout. But yeah, like now my focus is the youth, and in this work that I do, it's like I when I talk to these kids and we do an activity or we have like a deep conversation, I just feel like I'm talking to little Sabrina, which is so beautiful. And then, really allowing these children so right now specifically I'm working with 11, 12, and 13-year-olds. And so right now we're figuring out where we come from. You know, they're like, oh, I'm from Samoa. I'm from Guatemala. You know, my parents are from Nigeria. So like, okay, now we're gonna talk about emotions, and then we're gonna talk about our ancestors and what medicine comes from. You know, where our ancestors come from, and I just think that's gonna be such a beautiful connection to them knowing what's out there as adults, and just being so grounded. Like they're gonna be such amazing adults. Like I can see it already. But yeah, like my goal with Freedom is to have a curriculum that focuses on emotional, you know, wellness, whole person wellness. You know, of course, with the strengths of ancestral and indigenous medicine, all up in OUSD. So it's gonna be a standard. That's what I want. That's what we want. So yeah. Thank you.
Can I put this again? Hi. Hi again. So how I got started in Freedom, it's really funny because Sabrina brought it up earlier. I just moved to Oakland. I finished my undergrad, and I feel like, right?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And I feel like I was desperately trying to like help others. Like I wanted to do something outside of myself. Like I needed that connection. I needed to have something bigger than just me. And right.
Let's sit with that for a moment.
And I needed something bigger than me.
Oh.
Like I needed to focus on something that was like not so, I guess, self-absorbed. And I felt really called to like reach out and do something for the community. And with my background in biology, I knew I wanted to do something in the medical field. So this organization that wasn't Freedom popped up on my Instagram because my friend had worked for them. And I was like, you know what? Like, I want to do something with them. And then it turns out they were partnering with Freedom Community Clinic. So I reached out to Bernie.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like, can I come by and pass out first aid kits with you? And she was like, yeah, like, pull up. And I did. And that's where I met Sabrina.
I literally was like, I was like, I think like me and someone else needs to be in this car. Like, can y'all like be together?
Literally. She's like,
Yeah.
go in the car with Sabrina.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But the minute we hopped in the car,
Yeah.
it was like we've known each other for years. And it was just like, it was just easy. And I think that was like me transitioning into the role or being full-time or just like being a part of the team. Maybe it was over the course of a year, but it was just always so easy. I feel like the connections that we had together just really worked. And me being the last person that has been on the team, it just like, I felt like no pullback. I felt like everyone was just like accepting me and like wanting me to grow and wanting me to be a part of all of these projects. And I feel like with my role in Freedom during that time was really me figuring out like my placement. And I did Heal the Hood with Sabrina, and we did Pathways to Freedom, where I feel like, okay, like I'm pouring out. Yeah.
That's something.
So many things.
We can't keep track sometimes.
Oh my god.
Had a whole fellowship and I forgot about it.
We really did. It popped up on my phone this morning.
Yeah. Like we had that place.
We did. And it was just beautiful because I felt like I was given the space to really figure out like, how do you want to show up for the community? And I got the chance to pour out. I got the chance to like be in the streets. I got the chance to like pull people out of their other communities and help them go back into their respective areas and help heal. And I think that just beautifully leads into something that Bernie had said to me recently and my new role of taking over the farm. You had said like, you're doing all of these things to pour out, but like, what are you doing to pour in? And I was like, oh, you don't? I do. I fully do. Cause I was like, oh, like I have been pouring out for so long and it feels so good, but like, I'm not really doing anything to take care of myself and bring that energy back and that love. And I feel like that's why I've been called to like lead the farm and like be on the land and a lot of the times that I've been on the farm, it's been me or Bernie or me by myself, and really just like in awe of how gorgeous life is. And I feel like it's just like so humbling to be able to like have such an amazing job, but also it's more than that. I think you brought up rituals. Like this job is just, or this career, this like life that I think we're all living is a blessing. And yeah, I'm just like on that land and I'm so grateful, and I just feel like this is where I need to be, and it's in turn like I'm pouring into myself, and it's gonna make me, it's basically just gonna help me pour back into the community. I don't know. I feel like freedom saved me, and I'm just so happy. I love y'all.
Starts crying.
I know. I'm like, it's just so beautiful. I'm like, okay.
So
Listen, I love
powerful.
y'all.
Thank you for your work. Thank you for your story, and thank you for existing the work that we do. It is not easy at all. I think a lot of the times folks can perceive us as, you know, a certain way and don't really get to see what's behind all of this work. And not just with freedom, but like the personal internal work that we do and that is needed to be able to run, you know, these spaces and initiatives. And like we said, like there's different programs, collaborations, some that we even forgot about, you know, but definitely you know, have been part of the evolution of Freedom Community Clinic. And it began with Sis, right? Your own journey with the medical school, your mother's story, and then, you know, Sabrina joining in a different time and space, and how that contributed to the evolution of Freedom Clinic. And so we all came at different points of this beautiful evolution. And now it's 7 of us.
I was gonna say, even for yourself, sis. I don't know if you want to expand on that. But
Yeah,
you totally should, because you have your own story.
I'm real host of right now.
Like host to host.
I'm like, tell me the chisme. But the chisme has to be reciprocal.
Yeah.
And so I, at the time, I was living with my mama and my brother in South City. Also had just, I think, recently graduated from SF State. Go Gators. And I was in this space of like so much grief and pain. Undergoing academia, yeah, I'm gonna be real honest, it was hard. Being undocumented, having all of these identities that I thought I was. And then sitting in class, listening to professors talk about racial injustices and health disparities and how our people are literally dying, right? Because of diabetes, untreated diabetes, y'all. Like, how is that possible, right? But like totally forgetting the connection to spirit. And disregarding the medicine that our ancestors have practiced all over the world for thousands of years, more than we can even think of. And so I was just in this space asking myself, feeling powerless, and asking myself, what can I really do for my own journey and my own transformation? And so I joined, I think that was the first one. It was Mujeres Unidas y Activas in Oakland.
Yeah.
And I met Sis. She was speaking a little bit Espanol, and I said, okay, who's this girl? And then Sabrina pulls up, and I'm like, okay, who's this other baddie? And Sis goes, oh, can you lead the ritual? And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, with Sabrina.
Yeah.
But for someone to just trust like that, it was like my heart just opened. And to be with, you know, my people, it was just like, okay, it was an initiation. That's what it really felt like for me.
Yeah.
And then meeting Sabrina too, it was just like, so, you know, it was delightful. It was what I had been praying for. And then that's when I realized, like, okay, they're the people that I've been praying for. And I had this idea of starting a youth group specifically for DACA recipients and other undocumented youth. And so I pitched it to Bernie, and I said, hey, like, I don't know you, but I feel like I know you, and I have this idea. She's like, yeah, apply. I was like, okay, 10 grand, you think they're gonna give it to me? And she was like, they will. And I applied, I got 10K. It was the first grant with YLI in the city, and then the group popped off. A 16-week program.
16 weeks.
online during COVID, during the pandemic, a very, I think I would say dark time, but also there was just so much like lightness that wanted to beam. And that's also when the outdoor clinics we had, right, in Defirmary Park and other spaces here in the town. And so that was really my own initiation. Spirit said, find the people that say yes and are also open. And that's how my journey began.
I just want to say I'm so grateful for y'all, because I like, as each of y'all are talking, I'm just like, I'm getting very emotional about just like witnessing how much each of y'all have activated your power. And like I see, like when you're talking about Un Mundo Sin Fronteras and you're talking about Heal the Hood and like the Pathways to Freedom Fellowship and even the babies, like y'all have activated this domino effect of healing for people that only like each of y'all could activate. And that's just so beautiful to me. So yes, anyway, I'm just very grateful for you all for really stepping into being like you're like a true community healer and leader, and like activating those gifts and being open to that part of your journey. It's just been so beautiful for each of y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. There's beautiful, amazing work being done at all levels, not just here in the Bay, but it even has reached other parts of the country and will continue. And, you know, we already have other
So much going on
that are being planted. To come back to, you know, how we began and the evolution of FCC and our own personal journeys, what have been some of the lessons that you have learned throughout your time with Freedom Clinic or just in general, like this healing work, the healing journey, your own personal journey? Rocky's ready.
Can you say the question one more time? I'm blacking out.
Yeah, what are some of the lessons that you have learned with FCC or like your own journey?
Okay, that is a great question. That it's hard. That it's really hard. And I want to touch on how you said that like people perceive us a certain way. And they're like, I think we're all very like bubbly and very warm and welcoming. But it's like, I feel like we've all, through our healing journey and working with freedom, have had to fight demons to be able to show up for people. Because it's like, how can you show up for someone if you're not showing up for yourself? You can't heal someone else if you're not healing in the process of being healed, and it's tough. So I think that's what it brought to light. Like our healing journey, my personal healing journey, it's not all like rainbows and sunshine. Like sometimes it is, but like you have to hit really low lows in order to hit those high highs and really like dig deep into like the cycles that you do, like the unhealthy patterns that you're creating within yourself, and like take a really good look in the mirror and like want to grow and like want to do better for yourself and get out of that comfortable state. But it is possible. I do have to say that, like, as much as I'm saying it's like tough work, it's beautiful. And I'm completely different than from when I started Freedom to now. And it's been like, what? Oh my gosh, 4 years? 3 years? 3 years. That's crazy. 3 years. Yeah. But it's a beautiful and very tough journey. And I just want to give everyone grace and have grace given to me. So that's like my healing journey with freedom. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh, lessons. I mean, the first one that comes up is nothing is too urgent. There is no urgency. I've definitely learned that with freedom.
Let's get into that.
It's just like,
It's not.
I just remember like, you know, I've been a hard worker since I was like 13 years old. So I was a grind mode, you know, like I got to get this done. I got to do this. I got to do that. But if I'm not pouring it out into myself, like Rocky was saying, it's like I'm not doing the best work, you know? And it's really not that urgent, you know? Why do I have to cause anxiety for myself and fear and like and get like burnt out and then show up half-assed, you know? Like, no, it's okay. They can wait. It's not that serious, you know? Like, we have to take care of ourselves first before we take other people. I think you just said that, right? Like, it's like, we can't. It's like nothing is too urgent. Literally, like, take a step back. Look at your problems. They're not that big, I promise you. Especially when it comes to work. Like, it's not that serious.
Those emails.
Yeah, like them emails are not going anywhere. Like, they can wait. Sending emails at 9 p.m. is not okay.
Wait, look into the camera and say that.
Sending emails at 9 p.m. is not okay. It can wait. Schedule them. Yeah. Like, seriously, like, and also to set boundaries with myself, you know, when it comes to work and school, because all of us are hard-ass workers, you know, we love grinding, but we also love to rest, and we also pour into ourselves. I think that's a big lesson I learned, too, is how to rest, right? Like, I remember when I would start, like, I'm like, damn, I'm not doing nothing. I'm wasting time. I'm procrastinating. But now, you know, 2 years later, Rocky, it's like, I literally love doing nothing. And it's so effective. It's literally so effective. And I think that's something I learned, you know, on this path.
Yeah. And what is nothing? Like, what does that look like? Because I feel like people can think like, oh, I'm just like aplastado. But like that, it's not just that, right? And that, I think too, I'll throw in the question and y'all can just like keep answering. But like, what does that look like? And then what rituals and practices do you connect with?
For me, it's my baths now. It's like when I know I'm gonna take a everything shower, be in there extra long, I make sure to soak after and like be intentional with it. And like, what am I grateful for? You know, like, and of course this life comes to mind, you know, I'm so grateful for this life, but really being intentional and taking my time with my self-care when it comes to my body and like my face, you know, doing little facials at home, like not rushing it and putting my phone down, you know, playing some good music. That's my ritual right there. Like just a day where I'm just pouring into myself. Everything else can wait. Okay, so that's me. And also doing nothing. And when I say doing nothing, it's binging Friends or binging, you know, Grey's Anatomy, whatever it may be, and literally just chilling in bed. You know, that's what I like to do. Yeah.
I think I want to add that like our work at Freedom Community Clinic is like we create out of nothing. Like there is no blueprint for each one of our roles. For me, constantly, like we are creating systems, we're creating events, we're creating a new healing healthcare institution out of what we feel. And I think that's what you're pointing out to, is that we need these periods of stillness, of solitude, of care for ourselves, because that's the only way that we can really pour back after like giving birth to so many creations. And that's what I feel like is my lesson as a creative and as a visionary, is like, this is very artistic work, this is very creative work, and like some of my key lessons have been like, it's not about me. Like we are each just vessels of which to bring our gifts and bring this like powerful inspiration into the flesh and into being. Like I could have never imagined that like this seeded idea would then be like this incredible, you know, healing movement. But it's really about knowing that like, and of course, like throughout, I think for each one of us in our roles, as we've had to create new systems or do new electives or, you know, farming, like having to like oversee a farm now, and then like creating a new healing group or like, you know, creating a big clinic. That is very like, you're like, who am I to do that? I'm so young, or like, do I have the credentials? And really, as you remember, like, it's not about you. It's you following that curiosity and knowing that you can really be a bridge for people to connect to that. Like, that takes so much energy, that takes so much bravery and courage to do that. That honestly is beautiful, and it's exhausting. It doesn't get any easier. And so that's why taking care of ourselves, especially as organizers, especially as creators, is so important, because it's like, yeah, imagine the process of giving birth. That's what we're doing consistently at Freedom Community Clinic for the people. And that's so critical to anyone who is giving to people, is because we are birthing beautiful things into this world, and we deserve to like tend to ourselves to be able to birth that, just like take care of that process and like remember it as sacred.
Oof. Yeah.
I was saying,
Yeah. That was nice. Good job.
I like that.
As I hear you talk, there's this, the energy of being in ceremony with ourselves, right? It's not about us, right? And also we are this vessel. It is higher and bigger than us, as you also had mentioned, right? And thinking about too, like the lessons that we're learning as we're like transforming in our personal selves and this role. And that will be an ongoing transformation, right? And I think when I started, for example, with Fruitvale Healing Sanctuary, it was when sis said, hey, like, I see you doing this type of role and you could add your own twist. I said, hell no.
I was like, girl, this place was a club. It was a capoeira space. Make it do whatever.
Put some ancestral sparkle in there. And I said, ooh, I did experience some fear. Yeah, to be honest, it was just like, ooh, can I really do this? And yeah, how do I also, dealing with my own ish, right? It highlighted these things about boundaries and structures, and that reflected, as you talked about the mirror, right? The reflection, it reflected myself and the things that I needed to address in my personal life too. And with the Healing Sanctuary in Fruitvale, it's all about foundations and structures, as your role too in some ways. And so I learned, these boundaries need to be placed, and a no needs to be said multiple times. And discernment, right? Discernment and reverence. And again, that has like really deeply connected with my own personal journey and my personal relationships that I have with others and friends and families. And so this work, it really is a reflection too of the work that we have been doing individually and collectively. And so I do want to ask, how does your own healing journey contribute to humanity?
That's a really good question.
Take some time. I was like, if you need to digest or whenever you're ready.
I can start. I feel like for me and my continual healing journey at this point now has been like, reclaiming that like I can't just be one thing. Like for me, I inhabit multiple identities and cultures and contradictions, honestly, in society. And I think at one point I was like, if I'm a doctor, I should be this way. Or if I'm an organizer, I should be acting this way. But it's like, no, like I'm an organizer, and like I love turning up. I love being in the club, booty popping, and then I'm a classical pianist, and then like I love doing XYZ. I love traveling. So it's like, can I inhabit all these parts of myself? And I think my healing journey right now is like, I have to nourish all these parts of myself, especially the ones that society feels are contradictions, because like I'm the embodiment that like I can embody all these things, and that's what makes me whole, and that's what makes me full. And I'm always about like, breaking barriers, breaking like assumptions, even like breaking these silos between ancestral healing and Western medicine. Like those need to be broken, because we do need all of us. So I think for me, like, aside from like, the really executive director leading Freedom Community Clinic, helping all of us with the bigger vision. I think me being dedicated to like coming back to my musician, pianist self, that's my big thing right now this year. Getting deeper connected with ancestral healing cultures and dance and music and turning up in salsa, but then also making my own turn up mixes like that fills me, and that's so healing to me. And I realize that as I put that out there, that it connects with the people it's supposed to connect with. And then that sends ripples. And that's where the change is, and that's the domino effect.
Period.
So you want me to go?
Yeah. When you say your personal journey contributes to humanity, honestly, I just think of my family first and foremost. I feel like my own healing journey has like, you can't help a person that does not want to be helped. You can't. And when I was younger, I would fight with family members and, butt heads because I wanted them to be a better person. I wanted them to heal. And I realized that all I can do is heal myself. And with that, once I started really pouring into myself, it rubbed off on those people. And I realized that as I'm healing, as healers, we all feel people come to us for advice. People come to us for, a reassurance and, different things because we're healers and people feel that. And I feel like with that comes boundaries because we can't help everybody too, But I just I'll have a conversation with a person, a family member, a friend, or a stranger, and like Bernie just said, you see a domino effect. You see the ripple effect. Like they later quote you, or what you said sticks with them, and I think that. And then I think about the babies I'm working with, and it's like they remember what I say, and it's like I remember I said, you might not understand right now, but you'll understand in 10 years. You'll remember this. And then some kid who was like a little knucklehead, he was like, yeah, I know. It's like the impact we're doing by just healing ourselves, like people feel that and people want to taste. So I'm like, let me try it too. So I think the people in my circles and things like that, I rub off on them and then it just continues. But definitely family and where I'm at day by day.
I want to go off of what both of you said and kind of take it in the direction of leading by example. And I think that's what my personal healing journey, I guess, helps contribute to others and society. Is that what you said? Humanity. But yeah, it is a ripple effect. It does start off with your family. It starts off with your closest circle. And I feel like as healers, we know what it's like to, I guess what I'm trying to say is even though the healing journey is hard, it's so beautiful for us and we see all the benefits. So of course we want to push the closest people around us to get to that point too. Because it's I love you so much. I want you to do this with me. But then it's okay, I can't do that because that wouldn't work on me. You can't force someone to be where they're not. So I guess just showing up for yourself and creating those boundaries and then showing your family that if I can do it, you can do it. And then it transitions to showing the people in the workplace, showing someone at the grocery store. Just I feel it's this exuberance of energy that people feel, and it gives them hope, maybe, if that's a good way to say it. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, there's this quote that's the world doesn't need more successful people. It needs more people who are alive. And I think that's the essence of the healing journey is people are should I be this or should I pursue this because of my family? And I'm but do you feel alive? And that's why we heal. And that's also why we're called freedom, because when you heal, you become more alive and you experience a freedom to be yourself in ways that is Like, and that's, I think, the ultimate attainment for us as humans, is to have the freedom to be our most authentic self, our most multidimensional, multi-hyphenate self. And to be able to do that is to be alive in this. And that doesn't mean necessarily we're always happy, but it does mean that we're able to be sensitive and just aware of like how beautiful this life really is. And also I think like we be glowing. I think y'all are talking about the magnetic pull of like, it brings our families and our generations with us. Like when you heal, yes, it is really tough, but then you experience a glow up that is like, that's why we baddies. That's all I'm saying.
Body gets snatched.
The body gets so snatched. That's what I'm saying.
I'll be in the back like.
People want to be around you.
Yes.
I feel like people see you as this like beam of light, and they were like, whatever they're having, I want that.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
Yeah.
And like I see y'all in that way. Like I look at y'all and I'm just like, oh, my day's so much better. Like I leave you genuinely feeling full. And like I think that's even with the small interactions, like I mentioned before, like people feel that. Like, oh, your encounter with someone who like sells you like coffee. Like it's just like, oh, you left them feeling good. And like that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Fulton. You just made me think how being with, doing this healing work and working with freedom, like, I remember I used to tell Bernie, I don't want to talk to new people. I have enough friends. Like, I don't want friends. Like, I don't want to connect with community. But it's just so beautiful, like how it just started happening naturally for me, because it's like we're all human, we all going through stuff, you never really know what a person is going through. So yeah, and it's just funny now that I've been working in community for a while, but I'm such an introvert. But you just made me think of that.
What a beautiful message, y'all. And this, I think it connects with the energy of today. We have a new moon in Pisces, and it's all about compassion, intuition, dreaming of what people would say it's not possible, but it really is, right? And I think that's the work that we all have done, again, as individuals and as a collective, and the work that needs to continue, because that's why we are here in this lifetime, right? To experience, and with this emotional body, this vessel, and also to ask ourselves, like, what is our calling, right? What makes you feel alive and joyful? And part of that is to be in community in some shape, way, or form, right? It is about coming back to our neighborhoods, our families, our circles, and the people that we don't know, right? Including the coffee shop person that, you might be meeting in the morning or whatever. But it is coming back to this, how do we want to contribute to the world? And we do have a little ritual, because we love rituals. And a little bit of chismecito too, so y'all could get to know the three beautiful organizers.
I know, I was like, I'm scared.
This is no truth or dare, okay? I promise.
It's truth or truth, because she is sad.
And so we have some little cards. How y'all doing on hydration? Good? Okay, just want to make sure. And so the new moon in Pisces, today, March 9th, 2024, the energy that it brings is expansion and dreaming. For some reason, it came up, I was channeling on my way here with some dembow in the background. And it made me think about our inner child. And so I'm gonna pass around some cartitas. The message, think of a message that you want to say to your inner child, whether it's an affirmation or just some words. So I'm gonna pass these around. And then these I'll do at the end. That's the chismecito.
Yeah, this year.
And for the people watching, we are gonna add the journal prompts for you all to really sit with and answer yourself.
You don't think one too?
Oh, no, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Business paid. And so that is a message from the ancestors. Or just like looking at the, the picture on the card. Again, coming back to the energy of Pisces, it is very like childlike wonder. What are some words, some affirmations that you want to give to your inner child, and what did the ancestors say?
Something that came to me is what I would tell my inner child is that it's better than what you dreamed of, and keep on dreaming. Yeah.
What did your cards say?
Oh,
or what does it?
El sumo sacerdote, please do this.
Ooh, plan and create.
Plan and create, period.
The priestess.
Hey, I'm here for it. I feel like I'm in that era, but I think we might dive into that a little later.
So I've actually been doing something with my therapist, with my inner child, and we basically brought up an image of me and my inner child, and it's me reaching out for her, and she was crying, right? And so the first thing that comes to mind is I got you. So that's what it is. I got you. And then my card says, contempla cómo crecen tus semillas. ¿Qué significa contempla?
Contemplate of how your seeds grow.
I will.
Oh. Okay.
I got El Chamán. Confía en las fuerzas superiores. Okay. I feel like that is, yes. I feel like for me, my inner child, I would tell her, trust in your visions. You are not alone. And even if it feels overwhelming, know that you carry the vision that will help facilitate a big movement to help heal so many people. Yeah.
Shaman, period.
What does that mean?
A shaman.
Oh. What you just said.
Yeah. With the owl on top. Owl medicine. Oof, powerful. I got El Señor. Hazte cargo con autoridad. You got it? Yeah, Javier. And it has the goat in the back. And that's my Capricorn. Lots of Capricorn placements, half of my chart. All about structure, and I think it's the ancestors and my inner child just so proud of who I am in this, very present moment, because part of my little dream as a child was to either be Daddy Yankee's backup dancer or have my own show.
You're kidding. That's so good.
Like, Gasolina was my thing, girl. I just wanted to be on camera, and so I get the honor and privilege to, do some little camera work and interview beautiful people doing the work. And yeah, it's just, I think, an affirmation, affirming my inner child that I am so proud of her and everything that she's doing, and to have fun always, because y'all know me, I just be on my Sagittarius.
Each of us booty pops, okay, in our own way.
In our own way.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, y'all. It has been an honor to sit here with y'all, and it's an open heart that we are sharing this work with not only the people that each of us have touched, right, but like that will continue, that ripple effect, that domino effect that y'all mentioned, beyond what we think, right? And there's so much more coming. There was one last question, if you feel called to share, if there's any new projects, and they don't have to be FCC related, just anything that is in the works and you feel called to share with the people behind the screen.
So as I mentioned before, I'm currently a full-time community college student, and I'm waiting to hear back on my acceptance to UC Berkeley, fingers crossed. And And this is just coming up right now because it's just never too late. Everyone's, everyone has a different journey. Everyone has different timing. And, straight out of high school, I didn't think I would go to college. And a lot of people have told me, like, you're good. You have a good job. Like, what are you going to school for? But it's because I want it. I want that knowledge, and I know I can do it. So I just want to, I just feel like somebody out there needed to hear, like, go to school. It's on your mind. So, and then, like, my good friend Dani told me, she's like, if you don't do it, you're always going to think about it. You're always going to regret it. So do that for you.
Period.
We got the counselor right there.
Well, this relates to my card, Plan and Create. And currently, we are in the process of starting our ancestral farm, and be on the lookout, May 2024. But yeah, that's in the works, and very excited. And we're concluding the start of our apothecary. So a lot of planning, a lot of creating, a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big year for FCC. I'm like very excited. So yeah, and FCC is a Pisces, so that's why FCC sees medicine as so many beautiful different types of dreams. So the apothecary, the farm. I think we're gonna have a really big conference for sure this year too. That's gonna be great. On the personal level, I am recording a piano meditation EP. I'm like very excited. Yeah, that's the big thing that's coming out this year for me, and it's dedicated to the moon. And I'm excited to. Yeah, I'm gonna be recording in a couple weeks, so very excited.
Water baby. Yes, and I'm going to share too. I just launched Medicina de Amor, an online mentorship program with a little twist of ancestral healing, meditation, and journaling, because we love to reflect and ask ourselves, who are we? Who do we think we are? And so that just launched, and we are there's an opening for applications. So if you're interested to learn more about ancestors and rituals and structures and foundations, hit up your girl.
Medicina de Amor.
Medicina de Amor. It is online with some one-on-one coaching. And so that is one of the projects that's coming up, and just continuing the work at Fruitvale's Ancestral Healing Sanctuary. We're going to have salsa. So for those of you that want to learn how to dance, how to, do some cha-cha-cha, to then be, at Brooklyn Basin with the señores doing some social dancing, that is coming up. And that will be on our Instagram, the calendar of all of these collaborations and programs and just like projects that are coming up. That will all be posted on our Instagram and our website. And to come back to y'all, thank you so much for this beautiful testimony and just like knowledge, because there were so many gems.
So many gems.
So many downloads. Again, there will be reflections on on the end, so that y'all could really sit with all of this and then apply it to yourself, because that's the work. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you to your ancestors. You are so loved. Mateo. And next week's episode, not next week, next month, we're having gotcha. We're having the one and only Doctora Tiffany Nereida Lopez, an organizer of Freedom Clinic, also acupuncturist, healer, beautiful being, who's going to talk to us about her journey and do some acupressure, maybe some acupuncture too, but really for you to try these healing modalities at home, because that is the intention of the healing portal, to showcase the healing ways of the ancestors for you to try them. Whether you're in the Bay or you're beyond that, you will still be able to engage with the work that we do through this beautiful project. And so again, catch us next month, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, leave your reflections on the comments too if you like. If not, just journal. Again, thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Bye.